Good morning, everybody. 8:25 a.m., March 14th, 2023. Hope everybody had a good day yesterday. My day was not bad. Um, Came up to that key level yesterday, and I shorted Nvidia as a proxy, and that worked out pretty good. That monster level held, so that was good. And my straddle paid off in crude, so that was good. I rolled over my contract, so you're gonna see my prices now matched. Like if you watch Thinkorswim for futures, the levels that I give today will match because now more volume's trading in this contract, the current contract that we're gonna roll over to. So I switched over, and today's a big day. We got CPI coming up in about 4 minutes. We will look at the charts. We will look at the news drop. Quick hit of the watch list, which will change dramatically. Now this is very interesting because Bitcoin's up almost 2%. The 10-year yield's back up 1.59. Russell is up 1.44. ES up 0.87. The Nasdaq up 0.76. The Dow up 0.75. The dollar is like flat. Interesting because gold is down, bonds are being sold, and silver's coming down. Crude's down 1.66%. The VIX is down 3%, down to 25.66. It was almost up 30 yesterday. Okay. I'll go over this and maybe see if I can knock this before the news comes out, so we can look at the news together. Alrighty. Let's look at some coins up 4.8% pre-market. Goldman Sachs is up 2.09%, right? Now the reason for Goldman Sachs, all the big banks, people are taking their money from regional banks and depositing it in the larger banks, JPM, Bank of America, because of what happened with the regional banks. So that's why those are getting popped up. So JPM, Morgan Stanley, Bank of America, Charles Schwab, all these are getting nice gains right now. Okay. And we have Amazon up 1.27, Nvidia up 1.20, Tesla's up 1 point, and AMD. And then is there any laggard? Just BABA down 0.75. Okay. And top sectors, we got Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan up 2.23%, 2.2%. J&J, Johnson & Johnson's up 1.26%. Disney's up 1%. Okay, sectors. Financials, no surprise here, up 2.75. That's the leader, followed by industrials. Any laggard? No laggard to speak of. Okay, let's go to what we should be expecting today with the news. We have core CPI month over month, core CPI year over year, and then we have CPI year over year. Last time 6.4, forecasted for 6. Month over month, last month was 0.5. This month they're expecting 0.4. So they're expecting a tick down. We have to see. It drops in 30 seconds. So we'll wait for that. I'm going to switch over to the hourly chart. Let's see. The news just dropped. All right. So it's going to be a nothing. I mean, it ticked down from last time. So it is in line as expected. The only thing actually that core CPI rose. The month over month core CPI rose 0.1. But the core CPI year over year came in 5.5, expected 5.5. Year over year 6.0, forecasted at 6.0. Month over month, CPI 0.4 came in as 0.4. So the only thing here is core CPI, which ticked up 0.1. So now the market is getting a little bit of a bid right now. I mean, that has went down. It didn't. It's not softer than expected. It's in line. However, it is down. So let's just see. Give it some time on the chart here. Let's just see what is hitting the tape. I hear some large orders hitting the tape, so I would just expect it. I mean, the first key area we have to look at is this 39.69 area, this resistance right here. Because there is resistance here, not as strong as this one. Let's see if we can bring it up. Now for this move, I made a fib from the top of this move to the bottom, and 50%. It goes right on the 39.78. So right now, like I said, it came in line as expected. Not as crazy as past CPIs so far with the volatility. It's not causing craziness. Let's see how the Nasdaq looks. Now the Nasdaq, where did it come, right? Well, now that I roll contracts over, that monster level that I've been talking about is like at 122.16 now, right up here. That's the level that used to be the 121. So we came right up to this trend line and we sold off. Got resistance right here. So this monster level still holding. Like I said, you break this, you might have a chance. The bulls might have a chance to do a little something here. But right now in the Nasdaq, it's kind of like a big doji candle. You can see from this move, what is that? From 3.9s to the low, you notice the 61.8 Fibonacci is right at that monster level. This has been resistant so many times. Right, see, it's really doji right there. Big doji right there. This is the Nasdaq. We'll go back to the ES. Doji candle. I'm gonna move this Fibonacci here. Right there. So from this move, I did a Fibonacci, and look, the 61.8 is right at this key resistance level of 39.89, 39.69. I'm sorry, that I talked about before. So it's right at the 61.8. This is turning out to be nothing so far. I mean, that's just nothing. The market doesn't know what to do. It came in as expected. So I'm gonna move into talking about the markets, because right now I don't see too much craziness happening. It could still happen though. See how the watch list has changed? It hasn't. Everything stayed the same. I mean, actually, coin has gone up now 6.15% pre-market. All right, we could talk about certain things that I was looking at. Just give me 1 second. Just some news. Um, let's just cover the first one here. Bank of America, Corp, Citigroup, and JP Morgan Chase and Company waiver customers have applied to shift their accounts to large U.S. banks such as JP Morgan Chase and Citigroup from smaller lenders after the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank. So that's one thing. One other news: Lyft and Uber just won a court case to become independent contractors. So that's lifting Uber pre-market 5.78%. So that's something you can pay attention to. And then, as far as me looking at a more of a bearish play, United Airlines says the carrier forecasted an expected loss in the current quarter, citing lower demand, higher costs, and blah blah blah. So that's a little bit of obviously a bearish play. That is down 4.57. Now some big winners here. I just saw that Barron's bought some Charles Schwab stock yesterday, even though there is a cut here. But Charles Schwab right now, ticker SCHW, is up 11.06% pre-market. KRE, the regional bank ETF, is up 6.77%. Okay, and the monster one, first, I think that's First Regional Bank, FRC, ticker FRC, is up 59.12% pre-market. Pretty crazy. Okay, so regional banks, banks that got saved, and then the bigger banks are getting a big tick because basically they're recovering now that things are stabilized. So that's that. We can get into let's get into the daily chart here. Let's just see what we have going here. Yesterday we came down. We came down here. Came down into this consolidation area, and then we popped our head above, up almost to the lows of this range, and sold off. Okay. Now currently we're at 388, so we're about right here at this. Used to be support, now resistance right here. We're right there right now. So we'll have to see what happens with the market now that the financials are getting a big boost. That's what really brought the market down. So have to really see what kind of bounce we get today. We are oversold in the short term, so we have to really see. We got our monthly VWAPs here, our anchor VWAPs. I'm sorry. So this one is at 391. So I'd expect 391 to be resistance. Okay. Let's look at the Qs. So the Qs, let's load the VWAPs. Okay, so this is so now the Qs almost made it down yesterday to the anchor VWAP of the lows. Okay, so now the Qs is much stronger. Now, why? Well, one, tech has been stronger for this year, but two, there's no financials in tech. So naturally, it's going to be stronger. But we did come down almost to the 283 level. The support level also matches up with the 100-day moving average, right? You can see we closed right at the 50 and the 100-day moving average. Hit resistance at the 9 daily EMA, this purple line. So right now, where is that? We're at 292. So we're about right up here right now. Price is like right up here, up at the highs of yesterday. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Okay, let's look at the Dow. Let me take these VWAPs off. Okay, so yesterday came right down to this key level here, 316. I made a bounce, came up almost at the 200, sold off, right? But where's it down to now? 320. It's about right here. Now, financials, Goldman Sachs is the large holding in the Dow. So, have to see how that responds today. Right, but we had a clean move here. Man, that was a nice move. Okay, so now IWM, that got slaughtered because, like I said, regional banks are in the IWM. Okay, so what did that do? That came down to this key support right here. See this range down here? Came right down there. Couldn't go lower. Bounced up, but closed here, right? Closed right here. Now, where was that at right now? It's at 175.79. So it's also like at the highs of yesterday. Okay, so it's at the highs. So we have to see. Let's go to that triple headed monster. 10-year yield. Now it's getting a bump up today. Hit this support. Now the yields are rising again. Okay, we're back up to 3.59 too. Have to keep an eye on that. And let's go to that the VIX. The VIX shot all the way up to a high yesterday of 30.81, and yesterday we closed at what did we close at? We closed at 26, but right now we're at 25. So elevated VIX. We have an elevated VIX. Let's go to that dollar. Dollar took a little bit of a beating the last 4 days. Found support, the 50 moving average. We got support here at 103.46. We're right at 103.74 right now. Okay, so that's what we have going on there. We can go move over now. Now, just to give you a quick shot, there's still nothing going on in this market with that number. Okay, so turning out to be a nothing burger here. I'll give you my watch list for a sec. Coins continuing to go higher, 7.49% pre-market now. Okay. Let's look at this. So let me move this. All right. So what did we do yesterday? So yesterday we opened down here. We gapped down, right? We went right into this demand zone, made some single prints, and went all the way up here, and we closed here, back at the middle of the range. That's what we did yesterday. Now that I have new levels now because I rolled over, most trader price of the week is 40.31. Most trader price of the month is 40.26. So let's say 40.30 is the new key level in the ES. 40.30 is the monster level. Okay. Now you can see that we could bring this value down here lower. Now we're up here though, but if we bring this lower, we couldn't be in store for lower prices. Now let's see what the ES is doing now. Okay, so in the 24-hour profile, the most traded price of the week has moved lower to 3,900, but I really want to go by the real-time trading hours. I trust that's the higher volume, right? Okay, so we can see where prices right now, 39.22 right there. Okay, so now pretty interesting here. We have the highs from yesterday. We have the overnight high. So the highs are equal. So this is now considered a weak high. Okay, so if we come up here again, this could break through here and go into this supply. So that now is considered a weak high. 39.40 is a weak high. Okay. Now we also have a weak low here. So when we came down with yesterday's low, we also have a low here. What was in the overnight? So there's a weak low down here at around 38.40. So week high, week low, right? So basically, these are points where if we come back down again, it could really break. If we come up here again, it could really break higher. So keep those in mind. Okay. Now today we're not gapping. We're not gapping. So again, yesterday's high, yesterday's low, overnight high, overnight low. Okay, so we're within yesterday's range. We're by the most traded price of yesterday, which is right here. Okay, so we're inside the range. So that's not giving us a ton of information except indecision. Now I just got an alert that NQ went into supply. Now we'll go to that in a second. So price is up at the upper. We're at the highs of yesterday. So we have yet to see. Will this market break this before it opens, and then we're gapping up? I don't know. But to me, this just means a little indecision. Obviously, the market's stronger because we closed down here and now we're up here. But it's still the only thing we have here is we're about 90% net long. So we're opened here in the overnight, and this whole action has pretty much been long. So if we stay up here, you know, and we come back in, that's a good short. You want to target the most traded price of yesterday. So that's one. We can look at the price action just really quickly just to see. Really see the price action of the overnight. So you can see this big price move here in the last 30-minute period. So we came down here. We were down here and we went all the way up, and now we're here. So that still means that everybody's long from up here, right? So it's very important. So if we were to come back down, that could be the nice short. That's what I was talking about. All right. Okay. So today, all I'm looking at to make it easier for me is what do we do here? That could be a scalp for the week high, right? But I'm really just looking for. I obviously have to judge the market, how strong or weak it is, right? But just for context, so everyone can see that when I talk about monster levels and how I use them, right? This 39, what did I say, 40, 30 area up here, I don't get long unless I'm above there. I'm gonna look short. So now today though, so everybody's preference how we read the market. But I mean, for me, obviously if we come up to here, this is a supply, right? We have equal highs. We have another week high up here. We hold it, come up in the supply. We can't go anywhere. 9 EMA dailies there. Then that's a nice short. Okay, that's one. If the market's super strong, I'm probably gonna really wait on this. However, if the market does able to break this and then break this level, right? That's a pretty big resistance level. You're gonna get some short covering. And then what do? We're gonna get tested up here. You got monthly VWAP right here. You got the 100, 200 day, the 100-day moving average, and then the monster level, right? This is where you want to see. This is where the rubber meets the road here, because if you try to get up here, even if you momentarily get up there and you come through, that's a short too. Okay, now we're talking about longs. If you wanted to be long for today, I think if you broke this week high 39.72, 39.71, and got out of the supply, and the market's very strong, pull back here, if you wanted to get long, you would target this level here, 40.30. Okay, because in this scenario, you're breaking this week high, right? Going into here, breaking this week high, and the market has to be, the underpinnings of the market have to be strong for me to do that. I'm not really interested in that trade. It could work because you're going to get short covering here. So everybody who's short here and short here will have to cover. So you could get a move up to here. That's what I see in the ES. Let's look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ got new levels too. Okay. So most traded price of the week, 123.02. Okay, but the monster levels now currently is here. Let's just call it 122.22. 122.20, 122.20. This area right here. That is the monster level. Okay, so I don't do anything long from in the NASDAQ unless we get above this area. I'm not really interested in that. Okay, and you can see if we do break this level, maybe that would give me a little more to take a long. I'm not crazy about it, but if we do get over this level and hold it and start going higher, then the ES long looks a little more appeasing. Okay, but let's look at what we're doing now in the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ. So look at this friggin' level, Jesus. So this is why I'm talking about this. You can just see all the resistance in here with a bunch of levels. 100-day moving average, 9 daily EMA, Fibonacci, 61.8 Fibonacci. Most traded price of this year, most traded price of the month. It goes on and on. This level is ridiculous. So you see right now, price is right here, 121.71. Can't still get over here. So that's really the driver of this market today for me. This is going to tell me what we do. Why? NASDAQ is mostly tech, right? But 28% of the market in the S&P is tech. The market goes where tech goes. Okay, so if technology can break through this level, okay, the long better play is actually in the NASDAQ, to be honest with you, because of this monster level, right? Because you have shorts all in here that have not been hurt yet. If you manage to break this, hold it, you have still the most traded price of the week here too in the 20-day moving average, but if you really start to get, you're going to get short covering and probably a short covering rally all the way up to this naked VPOC, and now up to this level. That level's around what is that, 124 something, about 124.71. You probably get short covering. Okay, so that's the real long, right? And short now is something like this. Got a weak low down here too. Okay, so now that's the monster level, right? So if you're short bias, right, or you see weakness in the market, I gotta, for me to go short, I want to see this. Either we come up here, we can't hold it, and we whip back down, then you're gotta go short. Okay, same thing even if we come up here and we go really fast, then start to fail, come back down, try again, then you short. All right, so that's really it. Now, obviously, we could stay here, never even go up. Like maybe we do an attempt like this, and there's another short, right? So this is at levels. You have to play off this level, okay? And the long I just gave you, hold above here. When I mean hold, like the market's got to make value up here, and then you're going to get short covering if the market gets stronger and stronger as the day goes on. All right. So that's really what I'm looking at. And then feel free to play any stocks. Like yesterday, I shorted Nvidia because of what I saw in the Nasdaq. Sometimes I like the stock setup better than the future setup, right? So Nasdaq was the relatively, I mean, Nvidia was a relatively weaker stock of the stocks I watched yesterday, so I chose that to short, right? But this level's this monster, so just pay attention. We're in supply zone right now. All right. Also, the 100-day moving, 200-day moving average is there, so pretty big level there. All right. Let's take a look at crude just so I can see what crude's doing right now. Crude has a weak low down here. Let's see here, about 100% net short, but we're in the middle of the range. Most traded price of the week and the month are above us. There's supply zone here. I'm not crazy about anything right off the bat. The only setup I do like here in crude, I call it a Goldbeck's imbalance. I'll explain that really quickly. Since it's a 100% net short, pretty much, like, right, this is the open of crude. All the price action's been lower. Okay, I'm going to explain this as quickly as I can. All the trading has been down here, right? This is the most traded price. So, and this price was the most traded price of yesterday, right here. Okay, so now I'm talking myself into it that I like the trade. Okay, so what usually happens in crude, okay, try to go lower, is off the open sometimes you get these moves that really go whip right back up to yesterday's most traded price. And you can go long, target yesterday's most traded price, which is also like the close. And then in crude, now you have here what is now considered a weak high. Now, why is this a weak high, right? Because you have the overnight low, overnight high, the close, and the most traded price. They're all together. They're all together. So if you ever short here, right, and everybody from this overnight short, and the overnight price, the most traded price is here. If this price goes up, these shorts have to cover. Okay, and then we're gonna go right to the most traded price of yesterday. Now this is a weak high now. Why? Because if we break this, all the overnight shorts have to cover. Everybody from the close will have to cover, and everybody who initiated a position here, the most traded price of yesterday, will have to cover, and you can go right back here, which is the most traded price of the week, 75.71. So I like this trade. I'd rather have price be down here, but it's still, so all the shorts have not been hurt yet because the majority of the volume's been here. So I'm really gonna watch that, and literally gonna watch that literally when I stop this stream. So that's it for me today. Give me a comment, like, or subscribe. I did do a short yesterday, but I know people don't get notifications for shorts, so I covered basically what anybody who watched the pre-market stream would have saw. But stay patient today. So far, market seems a little strong. However, we didn't make a crazy move, so you know the levels. Be patient, stay green, and again, I will see everyone tomorrow.